So, in today's video, I'm going to be breaking down the exact funnel I've used in order to make my first $100,000 online with my social media marketing agency. This video is going to break down the funnel step by step in hopes that you can follow along and actually implement it into your own business in order to start growing consistently and predictably. Now, this funnel is broken down into 3 different stages that I'm going to go over on how to get traffic, how to get appointments, how to then build trust with those appointments. So when they show up on the call with you, they are basically already closed. And then finally, how to actually convert these strangers into paying clients, right? So this funnel is the exact thing that I've used in order to make my first couple $1,000s with my social media marketing agency. And I still do use it to this day because it's almost evergreen, right? So make sure to watch all the way throughout to the end of the video and actually then look into how you can implement the same thing into your own agency. So yeah, without further ado, let's switch over to my screen right now so I can break it down for you guys. So this holy funnel made me $100,000 online, and I'm about to break it down for you in today's video. So make sure you watch all the way till the end because I'm going to be going over the different stages that you need to set up in order for this funnel to work for you and your agency or coaching business. We're going to go on the offer, the traffic, the middle of the funnel, the bottom of the funnel, and how this funnel essentially can bring you 2 to 3 clients every single month with 75 calls booked. So I'm going to break it down step by step. So make sure to follow along. Make sure to watch all the way to the end of the video for this to make sense for you. And what I want you guys to do after this video is to actually see how you can implement it into your business. Because I'm not sharing this information just because I want to entertain you. I'm sharing this information because I actually want to help you, right? I want to show you what has helped me scale my agency to 6 figures and above. So without further ado, let's get right into it. The first step is defining your offer. How do we go about defining our offer? Well, the first thing we need to do is do some market research. Now, this is a step a lot of people miss out on, probably because you don't find it important. But if you don't do this right, then the whole funnel will essentially never ever work out for you. The reason why is because if you don't understand your customers or your target audience, what their problems are, what their dream outcomes are, and what risk reversal you can provide for them if they have been burned out before, then they're not going to resonate with the message that you're going to be sending out to them, right? So market research is super, super important, and I do not want you guys to skip over this step. So how do you actually go about doing some market research? Well, let's say you have a niche, right? You then want to go onto Reddit, Quora, TikTok, YouTube, Facebook groups, and search up what your niche would search up surrounding your service or what you do. For example, let's say you are in the home improvement space and you're offering Facebook ads, right? Then you then want to simply do some searches on, again, Reddit, Quora, TikTok, YouTube, and some Facebook groups on how to run ads for home improvement businesses, why Facebook ads don't work for home improvement businesses, people's experience with Facebook ads in the home improvement industry, and so on, right? You want to basically put yourself in the shoes of the customer that you're going after and start doing some market research as if you are that customer trying to figure out Facebook ads. This way, you are going to uncover several different problems that people in your niche have with the service that you provide, right? So make sure to do market research in order to uncover pains and problems, dream outcomes, and then you can build on with your unique mechanism and provide a risk reversal for your offer. Now, the structure of the offer is as follows. We will state dream outcome in time frame without problems or risk reversal, right? So, for example, let's say I am in the home improvement niche and I did some research, right? And I found out most people think that the lead quality sucks, right? Most people think that leads are expensive, right? They still use Home Advisor. However, it's hard to actually get a project because you compete with other businesses for one lead, right? They might have tried cold calling, door-to-door sales. The problem with that is it's time and effort consuming without guaranteed returns. Let's say the dream outcomes, you found out that they simply want something automated to get them quotes on demand. They want to work with good projects and, you know, right? So you found out their dream outcomes, you found out their problems of what they're currently doing that's not working for them. And now you want to take this information and build it up into an offer. So the way I would do it is basically, let me just do that. So we will build an automated system for you to get 30 qualified appointments. Make sure your spelling is right, by the way, when you're building the offer. "30 qualified appointments in the next 30 days without you having to deal with tire kickers, inefficient Facebook ads, and knock on doors. If not, we simply do not get paid. Plus, maybe you." Right? So that's your offer, right? Obviously, this is not going to be the final offer. You're probably going to iterate it, but this is the first hypothesis or the first building block of our offer. Now, the way you essentially win in business or the way you really, really grow is by presenting your offer to as many people as possible, right? This is what marketing does. This is what advertising does. It's essentially just putting your offer in front of many eyeballs. And probably if you are just beginning, you're probably not going to be able to run Facebook ads. So there are other mediums in order for you to be able to get that traffic or get those eyeballs onto your offer. And one thing that I love, the system that I love that was responsible to helping me make $100,000 online is cold emails. I'm not saying just blast cold emails and hope for the best. I'm saying build up a calculated system that predictably schedules appointments for you, right? And puts that offer in front of many, many eyeballs, right? So with cold emails, what I would do is I would set up 50 sending accounts, right? So 50 email sending accounts. And this sort of system or deployment method would be run by software and a VA, right? The VA's job is to basically handle any responses that come in, and the software's job is to basically put that offer and send it out as an email to my target audience. So then I would build up a lead list of, let's say, 10,000 people to start off with. There are many, many different ways in which you can go about building up a lead list. If you guys want me to make a video on this, just let me know down in the comments below, and I'll make that video probably next week or in about 2 weeks. But you want to build up a lead list of 10,000 people to start off with. You then want to formulate your first hypotheses. Now, what do I mean by this? Essentially, this is your first ever email copy. And your email copy consists of your first line. Some people like to use personalized lines. Some people like to use something that catches someone's attention, right? It's up to you. So you want to create a first line. You then want to create a problem, right? State the problem. Then you want to present your offer, and then you want to have your call to action. Now, your email copy shouldn't be long. I see a lot of people write paragraphs, right, on their emails. And you got to think of it in this way. If, let's say, you are a stranger to someone and you send them an email, right, an unsolicited email, it lands on their inbox, whatever. They get 10 different emails, same exact emails promising the same thing, the same services every single day, right? Why would they read your long email, right? That's how you got to think about this. Why would they read your long email, right? Because when you do cold emails, this is one thing that you should understand is someone has to basically understand what's in it for them in the first 5 seconds of them opening up your email, right? If they don't understand what it is in it for them to reply back to you or to book an appointment with you, then your cold email is never going to work. This is the reason why we have to keep our email copy as short as possible, 3 to 4 lines maximum, right? The first line to catch their attention, to open the email, state the problem, to spark some emotions, present our offer and our unique mechanism, whatever we did up there, and have our call to action. That's it. That's all they need to know. And then they can make a decision on whether they want to respond back to us or not. So you would take this first hypothesis and you put it through a test, right? First, when it comes to testing, you determine your KPIs. So here we are looking for a 0.5% appointment booking rate, a 5% positive response rate, and a 5 to 6 response rate, right? The first test, keeping our leads sample size constant and our time frame constant, we want to test with 1,000 leads in a 2-week time frame, right? So we take this first hypothesis and we test it, right? And then after that, this system outputs an output, right? So it will tell you your appointment booking rate, your positive response rate, and your response rate, right? It will output data for you to basically make a decision on for your next test, right? Now, let's say an output was a 0.2% appointment booking rate, a 3% positive response rate, and let's say a 5% response rate, right? So now you know that you are in KPI regarding your response rate. So now you got to work on improving these two data points, right? So now you got to understand, like, what can you change within your email copy, within your first hypothesis, in order to improve these two things here. Most likely, if you're not getting positive responses, maybe you should work on your offer, right? If you're not getting good appointment booking rates, maybe you should also work on your offer, your call to action, and the way you respond back to them, meaning your response templates that you use in order to book someone in, someone that was interested in jumping on a call with you, right? So then, just from this first hypothesis and the data that it outputs, you create email copy 2, right? You might want to keep the first line constant, right? So the first line will be the same. The problem that you stated will be the same. The offer, you change it up a little bit, and the call to action, you change up a bit, right? And then you would run it through another test, test 2. Again, keeping the sample size constant and the time frame constant as the first test, right? 1,000 leads in a 2-week time frame. It would then output data again, right? Your appointment booking rate, your positive response rate, and your response rate, right? You then want to read that data again and see, okay, did I get closer to a better positive response rate and a better appointment booking rate? If so, then that means whatever you're doing here, you're heading into the right direction. However, if your data outputs data that is lower in, compared to the last test, like let's say, for example, this first test, you had a 3% positive response rate, and then you ran another test and you had a 2% positive response rate, that means something that you've changed is not working and you're not heading in the right direction. So what I would do is go back to what I did here and trying to figure out what else can I change in order to improve my positive response rate. Same with the appointment booking rate, right? If the first test you had, like, let's say 0.2% appointment booking rate, and then test 2, your appointment booking rate dropped down to 0.1%, and that gives you an indication that something you're doing here is not working. So you should go back to your previous hypotheses and see what else can you change in order to continuously strive for better data points, right? Then you would take this, you change it up again based on the output that you're getting, and you have your email 3, right? Maybe this time you kept your first line constant, your problem constant, your offer, you went back to the previous version because your data outputted worse metrics. And then your call to action, you actually changed it, right? And then let's say this test comes out to be the winner, right? You've tested it on 1,000 leads within a 2-week time frame. It came out as a winner. So what do you do now? You essentially scale this up, right? You take this campaign, or you take this email, and you build up a campaign and you load up 15,000 leads onto it, right? And based on our KPIs, let's say we were iterating, working towards our KPIs. That means we have probably achieved a 0.5% appointment booking rate. With 15,000 leads that are receiving our email, right? The one that we tested here, the winner, we would be outputting 75 appointments through this campaign, right? So now you're booking 75 calls, right? You got the top of funnel figured out, right? The traffic, how to actually get traffic onto your offer. Next thing that we should do is work in our middle funnel, right? So what the middle funnel consists of is essentially being able to build trust so people actually show up to your calls, so they actually trust you and they view you as the authority or that you have area of expertise on a particular problem that they're looking to solve, right? So what I would do is once an appointment is booked, the first thing is I would set up my nurturing workflows. I would have email one where I would go over expectations for the call and introduction to myself, who I am and what I do. And I would also link it to my VSL, right? I would try to bring them back to my VSL so they can watch a video, like a 5-minute video of me going over the offer in more detail, right? To get them a little bit more excited to join the call with me, for them to see my face, right? To start recognizing my face and for them to really understand the offer and then make another decision, basically double confirm that they want to show up to the appointment to explore what you can do for them, right? Email two, I would talk about my case studies, right? So I would showcase social proof in order to build more trust. Email three, I'll show more case studies and build up the hype for the call, right? So I'd say how excited I am to be going on the call with them. I would give them an incentive to join the call. I would basically say, we'll break down the whole system for you. We'll give you a game plan that you can plug and play into your own business. And then email four, I'll try plug in my YouTube video, right? If you're creating YouTube videos, you want to make sure that any appointments that you book, they get funneled back into your YouTube channel, because then they would be able to basically watch your videos and start seeing you as that authority figure in a particular area, right? Then we have the VSL funnel. The VSL essentially further explains the offer, right? Gets them even more hyped up for the offer and gets that double confirmation within their heads that they are actually interested in speaking with you. And then within my funnel, I would also show some case studies to showcase more social proof, to show them that other people in their industry that I've worked with have gotten results that they're looking for, right? And then the YouTube channel, or if you're running any other social media pages and you're posting content, I would basically funnel them back into my YouTube channel, make sure that they watch my videos. What I would actually do is I'll take my YouTube link and put it in my Calendly description, right? And I'll say, watch this video before our call. It would link it back to my YouTube channel. And then on my YouTube channel, they can watch a video, basically me diving deeper into a particular topic, a particular problem they're experiencing. And then from there on, they can flick through all my other videos and basically start getting nurtured into the idea of working with me, right? So this is essentially what you have to do within the middle of funnel, is to be able to build trust, right? Because the top of funnel brings us the appointments, right? Brings us the traffic. But then before the call even takes place, we need to nurture that traffic and build trust with them, right? And this will make closing way, way easier as well, because they will show up on the call already knowing who you are, right? So you're not going to be a stranger anymore to them compared to when you first reached out to them. You are actually going to be someone that is in their minds when they join the call. Now, bottom of funnel is essentially taking the sales call, right? So the way I would conduct my sales calls is have two calls, right? The reason why you need two calls is because this is cold traffic. Usually with cold traffic, you first need to be able to introduce yourself. You first need to be able to qualify the prospect before you go ahead and pitch them, right? I've tried closing cold prospects on a one call. It never really worked out because they jump on a call. This is the first time they're speaking to me, right? I've reached out to them. They didn't reach out to me, right? So me pitching them on that first call would not really be a great idea, right? This is why I break down my calls into two calls, because the first call, I want to focus on qualifying them, right? To actually make sure that I can actually help them. I want to build rapport, right? Build rapport by asking them questions, talking to them about their problems, maybe offering some value already, and then also get them excited about my system. So I would tell them, listen, we can definitely help you. What I'm going to do now is schedule a longer format call where I'll show you the whole system, the whole game plan that you can implement into your own business, right? And then they would say, yeah, let's go ahead and do that. And then they jump on the demo call and they already know me, right? They already spoke to me on that first discovery call. So they are a bit more comfortable with the idea of being able to work with me. So on the demo call, I'll try to optimize my pitch deck as much as possible, right? Pitch deck, what I mean by it is the content of the pitch deck. You want to identify a problem, you want to offer case studies, you want to present your solution, right? Then you want to have your pricing, your risk reversal on that pitch deck as well, the timeline, how long it's going to take them to basically achieve the outcome, what they have to do to achieve the outcome, everything you have to mention in your pitch deck. I actually have a video on how to create an optimized pitch deck, so I'll plug it in somewhere right now. Make sure to go ahead and check that out. On the demo call, whilst I'm going through my pitch deck, I'm going to be asking questions throughout, right? So I'm going to be like, does this make sense? Do you have any questions on this? Do you have clarity on this, right? Because I want to keep them engaged. I don't want them dozing off and kind of spacing out whilst I'm going through my pitch deck. I want them to be engaged and actually actively listen to what I have to say. And the way you do that is by asking questions. Then I present my offer and offer an incentive to pay today, right? So I tell them, listen, usually we charge this much, but if you come on with us today, we will charge you this much, right? So offer an incentive to close today. And this whole funnel, right? So getting traffic, middle of funnel, building more trust, and bottom of funnel, actually closing the call, will generate you 2 to 3 clients per month if you build it out right. So let's actually look at the numbers real quick. So this system will get you 75 calls per month. Let's say 50% show up, so that's 37 live calls. Let's say 30 to 40% are qualified, so 11 to 15 people are actually qualified to work with you. And let's say you have a 20% close rate. That's 2 to 3 closes every single month, right? So now you can actually determine how many emails do you have to send here in order to close a client. Well, if you are sending 15,000 emails per month and you're closing 2 to 3 clients every single month, that means for every 5,000 emails that you send out, you are expected to close a new client, right? And this becomes very, very scalable because if, let's say, you want to close 4 clients, you would simply need to send 20,000 emails with the email copy winner that you've established, right? If you want to close, let's say 6 clients, you would essentially have to send out around 30,000 emails, right, to get 6 clients, and so on. At a $2,500 retainer, 2 to 3 clients, that's $7,500 per month in new reoccurring revenue that you're generating through this system, right? So this is literally what has gotten me and what has helped me make my first $100,000 online with my social media marketing agency. And I hope I was able to break this down for you. Now, what I want you guys to do now is to actually think about how you can implement this system into your business, right? Because I don't want you to watch this video and kind of click off and watch some other SMMA video. I want you to actually rewatch this video, really, really understand what I'm talking about here, and then going ahead and implementing it into your own business. Because if you're getting all that knowledge that you need in order to get from point A to point B, right? But if you just keep it as knowledge and not actually take the action, then you're never ever going to get to your goals. So this is why I want to make sure that you actually take the action, right? That you turn this knowledge that I gave you today and implement it into your own business, right? So yeah, hope this video was able to break down the exact funnel I use in order to generate $100,000 online. If you have any questions, make sure to comment down below. If you enjoyed the video, if you found value in the video, make sure to like and subscribe. Also, I do have a free community. I will comment down below the link to join. So make sure to join that. I have about 15 modules on how you can go from 0 to 10K per month. We already had students signing on their first clients in a matter of weeks. So make sure to go ahead and join that. And I'll see you guys on the inside. But apart from that, I'll see you guys on the next one.